Okay, so this is our last slide on the case study, Disruption in Detroit. So the last few things on the list that we need to talk about are some of the other disruptions that are expected, anticipated in the case study are the changes in car ownership and use. So the significant impact of ride hailing and ride sharing they anticipate could reduce car ownership by up to 40%. The global gridlock issue. So global gridlock has been around for quite some time. Bill Ford has had a real passion associated with this because his family has been in the car business for a long time. He feels somewhat responsible for what's going on in developing countries. There's actually a really good TED Talk where he speaks directly about global gridlock and his feelings about it. Highly recommend you guys watch this because it really gives you some great perspective in what he's talking about when he's referring to some of the more pressing issues in emerging and developing countries. Global gridlock has to do with too many cars for the infrastructures that are present in emerging and developing countries. They were in no way put together for massive scale of cars the way that the US system was built. And the issues are that you have traffic jams that last literally 24 hours. And it's less of an issue of people being stuck on the road for this long, more so in addition to that, the problem of medical issues. So can ambulances get through and police cars and things like that. So this is a very significant issue, and he actually in this TED Talk called out to industry for help. So especially technology companies to help him come up with a solution for the issues that he sees emerging. One of the other points that was in the writing, the Generation Z fears. My children are Generation Z, and I haven't heard that they fear dangerous drivers more than snakes and spiders and the other list of things that they had. But I will tell you they're much more cautious about driving. I think our generation, my generation, has made it really clear to the children that there are really significant issues associated with driving, especially things like drunk driving. I know that my children make use of things like Uber and Lyft. They absolutely designate drivers as opposed to our generation that really didn't do it until we were much older, until the data presented itself and we realized, what a significant issue this was. So, so I know the children are much more aware and that they are, taking precautions, but I didn't realize they had, more fear than snakes. So anyway, other issues, the small car challenge, a 35% increase between 2012 and 2017, which may have occurred. I don't remember the numbers myself. I don't remember if that actually took place. I think these days, past 2017, I think it's actually, at least in the US, reversing. We've seen an increase in SUVs and large vehicles, and some of the automotives have actually stopped making small vehicles. So I think that's a bit of a change. But in the markets of South Asia and South America, they expect a 44% increase, and there small cars are going to be a significant factor. So, obviously we can't judge everything by our own data. And the emergence of these other markets is going to be very significant, and Ford will have to manage that. The last bullet here, corporate standards versus profitability. This has a lot to do with risk. Whether or not Ford is willing to take risks that they have not taken in the past, and how to manage risks as they go forward with new competitors. So companies like Google and Apple and Tesla, they're new and they don't have the same history that like the big three and Toyota, Honda have in this market. And so therefore they might take chances that a more mature traditional automotive may not. And that could significantly impact profitability. So in that is a culture change. You know, when you're talking about innovation and this type of disruption, um, companies like Ford have to kind of assess whether or not they're going to participate in this market, you know, with this type of technology, and not just respond to the technology itself, but perhaps the changes that must be reflected in the culture in order for them to move forward in a profitable manner, and that has a ton to do with risk. And is it too little, too much, you know, etc.? How much of an impact did Mark Fields really have here? So the assignment for this is to write a really short paper. It's 2 pages double spaced, so that's just a page, and tell me how you feel that this story, these facts, Mark Fields, you know, his tenure at Ford, did that impact Ford today? What do you see? Did he do too little? Did he do too much? Did he go in the wrong direction? What kind of things, what kind of things do you see that still need to be done? And again, this isn't a term paper here, so it's just kind of high level, but I would like it substantiated with the readings in this module. So I want you to go back and apply it. There's a ton of, of application of the readings to disruption in Detroit, and so that's what I'm looking for. So just read the assignment, and we'll talk to you in the next module. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.